Hey, welcome back to Talk Troopers. This is episode 11. If you would like to do our intro or drop your own message or do an intro while dropping your own message, and I feel like it's worthy enough, meaning, I'm not going to throw anything too vulgar out there, shop over at talktroopers.com and look for the messaging link to see how to do that. Otherwise, enjoy.
And continue that thought.
I'm just, they want you to ignore all this crap and these are all baseless, this is all this and that. It may not be enough to sway the election, whatever. But the very fact is that this was corrupt and fraudulent from the word go.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah,
Why was this not treated like taxes, where you had a cutoff date, where your ballot had to be postmarked and in the mail by this certain date? It should have been a week before the election, so that by election night they would have been counted, sorted, and ready to go for the numbers. We should have had a president that night.
Yeah, I'd like to see one of those people actually try to not have their stuff post-dated by that time. See how well that goes for you. Not to mention the IRS are the last people you want to be able to be walking behind you with their probe. You don't want their attention.
I'm just saying, when it comes to that kind of thing, we somehow managed to get it all done by a certain date. Why the voting is still being counted a week and a half later is ridiculous.
Well, are they still shipping in the ballots from Alaska by Baby Seal?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I
think they did just find another tub of Biden ballots in a field in Georgia somewhere.
Yeah. Well, they found them because they were going out to bury the Trump ones.
Yeah, that's what they stumbled. Hey, who accidentally put this bin out here?
Yeah. Where do you want me to put these Trump ballots? Put them in an igloo cooler and just bury them out in that field. You'll see the fresh dirt. It'll be easy to dig down, and then grab that igloo killer and bring it in. What kills me too is, obviously, I have my opinion on who I wanted to win and stuff, but you know what? Who wins wins. As long as they win fairly. Let's face it. Your local politics means more than your national politics.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't vote for Trump his first term. I didn't vote for Hillary either. I'm not stupid. But I honestly, what did he do bad? What did he do so bad? Harris and Biden are known for locking up more people of color for nonviolent crimes, or most people wouldn't even consider a crime, actually, than any other president. Well, per standard, I should say, because things have changed over times. But
it was funny. Everything that Trump was accused of doing, Biden did, and there's evidence that he did it.
Yeah, it's almost like they opened up his playbook and went, go after him for this. But, sir, that's your playbook. Yeah, but go after him for it.
Just change the names. The media will fall right in line. He's got the sexual assaults. He's got the Ukraine stuff with his kid and then online.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It's just ridiculous. And this is all proven stuff. No. Media just buries that over on the side.
Well, the whole bribery, I'll fire you thing with U.S. money and stuff. What they want that translated into Braille before they take it seriously? How much more evidence do they need?
Well, when it's your guy, you can't. No, you gotta dodge, deflect, dodge, and dip, dive. Go all dodgeball on it.
What kills me too is, it's funny because I can talk to everybody I know about this stuff. You, Chris, everyone. Heck, I know people I can talk to about this that do not like Trump at all. They have the Trump syndrome, or whatever they call that, derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
But anyone says this online or anything, you should see the attacks. It's insane.
That's how they win. That's how they win their arguments. They scream and yell until you walk away, and then they claim victory.
See, I think that's why my kids turned out all right. Well, I hope they turned out all right. One of them don't live with me anymore. But it's when they screamed and kicked, I didn't walk away. I shut that shit down. I negan that stuff.
So you're having a generation of people come up that have never had that.
See, and that's a problem. You can't give...
They've never heard no. They've never been allowed to have their tantrums.
I remember when I first moved to Green Bay, and the neighbor girl used to come and hang out with Kendall all the time, and they'd want to do stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, all right, I don't care. Go ahead. I'm not very strict on things you want to do unless I find it inappropriate. Well, then they wanted to do all this stuff that cost money and things like that. And I'm like, no. And I remember the girl across the street, she goes, you used to be the cool dad. Now you're the no dad. And I just smiled. I'm like, that was the greatest thing I could have heard. It's that could have been too bad. They were always hanging out at the house. But I don't even remember what I said no to. I think it got to a point where I just enjoyed saying no after a while.
Can I have some water? No.
No.
Oh.
No. Not till you finish your bread. What about butter? No.
Well, yeah, now kids be like, I need a rosemary focaccia. No, you're going to have Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
I'm gluten-free. That's too bad.
Not once you eat this loaf of bread. You have plenty of gluten in you. I can't say much. Gluten affects the crap out of me. I still make fun of celiac disease, don't get me wrong. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm allergic to frickin' peanuts and they'll kill me, and nobody has a fancy term for that other than don't eat frickin' peanuts.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, but celiacs, I mean, I'm hoping celiac has something to do with formulated grain and not someone's name, because I wouldn't want that attached to my name. But it's
I have no idea where.
I did some research on it, and what it is gluten. Like gluten back in the day wasn't so bad. The bad gluten is because we process the crap out of wheat. And that's why it's kind of a newer thing. So I'm like, where was this the whole time? Like peanut allergy, for example. Peanut allergy's always been around.
Yep.
But the gluten allergy hasn't been. Well, it turns out maybe it actually has been. It's just because we process our food so badly, it's actually kind of made its own thing. So I'm like, all right, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
When it became a creed, that's when it became what it is today. When it became a lifestyle choice, and even nutritionists are like, yeah, if you don't have celiac, there's no benefit for cutting that out.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, it's not harmful unless you have the celiac disease, yeah. It's
So it's all about more look at me crap, just like the vegans.
Yeah, it's yeah.
You know there's a vegan in the room? Wait 5 seconds, they'll tell you.
Yeah. I've actually heard that one before. Oh my god, I heard it on Crowder. Yeah, I won't say it. I'll tell you later. It's yeah, the whole disease thing blows my mind, like especially when you can't have something. You can rub gluten all over your face, it ain't gonna make a difference if you have celiac disease. All right, maybe I'm a little wrong on that, but I ain't that wrong.
I think you have to ingest it.
Yeah, it's and when it comes to peanuts, the fact that people can't bring that to school and stuff, I think that's a horrible mistake. Ross has gone to the hospital for having peanuts at school. But you know what that bastard does now? He checks all his freaking food. And he's 20 years old, in college, living on his own. And he does not go to the hospital because he knows. But you got all these kids who never had that issue because you can't have the peanuts at school. They don't know the outcome. They're going to be 20 years old, 21, something like that, at a party, and they're going to eat something with peanuts in it and not know what the hell to do.
Well, like the old chicken pox parties we used to have when you were a kid.
Oh yeah,
if
pox parties.
Your neighbor had chicken pox, go play with him.
That one's I'm not against that idea, but that one is a little bit more dangerous. But that is weaning the herd if it goes bad, so that's all right. It's I remember pox parties. I had chicken pox at such a young age. I never had to worry about that.
I did too. I'm very young.
Yeah, I was under 4. I remember having it, but barely. I remember the neighbor kids having it though, and I'm like, well, I can still come over and play. I had it already, so it was awesome.
You used to walk around with your chest puffed out. Had it, suckers.
Yeah, you guys suck. It's
I'll be over here with this box of Ninja Turtles.
Licking them. I just found a bunch of Ninja Turtles too. I'm starting to slowly like collect things together. So like I found a bit, like I don't have a lot of Legos. Oh, by the way, the Ecto one I sent you, I don't think it's the one you have. It's a new one coming out.
No, yeah, it's bigger. It's more pieces, like the Batmobile I got from the 1989 Batman.
Yeah. That's why I sent it to you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get that one. If it was Ghostbusters 2, yeah, I'll get that one because I have the first Ecto 1. But if it was Ecto 2, I'd grab it.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I liked it.
Well, if you don't have it, it'd be cool to have.
I got no room for it. I got an Lego's X-Wing fighter sitting over on an end table where anytime a kid comes over, I got to go hide it because I can't get it up off the ground. I need more shelves. That might more or less crap. But I'll go with more shelves.
Well, speaking of that, did you see the new helmets coming out for the Black Series?
Oh, you mean the one I pre-ordered already?
The Mandalorian and the other one. I forget what it was. Was it another Fett? I think it was Boba
Oh,
Fett.
the white one, the prototype?
No, it was. I think it was Boba or Django. I think it was.
Django would be cool to have. The Boba Fett
Yeah.
ones, the Black Series Fett one's out already, and it looks
That might have been the one I
gorgeous.
saw. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, I had that one for $18 from Sears, which actually looks really good, actually. The Black Series obviously looks better, but I pulled the trigger on the Mandalorian one. I'm like,
I
screw
figured
it.
you would. Yeah.
Yeah, I like helmets too much. The problem is I'm so far behind on helmets, and I'm not displaying them correctly that I'm almost to the point where I'm like, should I stop collecting them?
I don't think there's that many left unless they start doing all the Power Rangers.
I'd buy those in a heartbeat. I already have 3 of them.
Yeah, no, but instead of doing a new one, we got to release the red one again.
Yeah, they need to stop doing that. That's one of the ones I have.
We need pink and blue and black and yellow.
Kimberly's would be freaking awesome to have because in my opinion, she was one of the main Power Rangers out of the 5.
I think she might have been right with Tommy. I think.
Oh, absolutely, definitely.
Especially since Jason left pretty early.
Yeah, I mean Jason. I mean, a lot of people think Tommy was the leader when really he never was until he became a Red Ranger, because the Red Ranger is always the leader.
I didn't like Rocky. He was a poor Jason.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against the actor, but it's just like you replace Jason, who everybody knew, and then you're like the new guy.
He was kind of put in a crappy situation.
Yeah.
I mean, who's gonna? It's like Star Wars. Like I've said before, Disney's just keeps twisting that knife while sticking a new knife in. But I wouldn't say no to a role. I mean,
well, you and I are schlubs. If we would offer that, of course we're going to jump on it.
Yeah. You can pull the pin, throw the grenade on the ground, and call it Star Wars, and I'm on top of it.
Yeah, and then they relegated Billy to being like the new Zordon after a while.
Yeah, that was I always found that kind of weird.
He never went on missions anymore. He was just the guy in the room.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that it was because he was gay and he was treated horribly because of that or something. But then you hear other things where the cast actually treated him pretty well, and then you see postings where he's hanging with it. So I don't know, maybe it was the producers or something, or
Yeah, you never know where any of that stuff actually comes from.
I mean, look, who didn't know he was gay? I mean, I saw the bibs and the glasses. He was all right.
These people are always so surprised. Like, we kind of figured.
What was that?
I don't know. What is that?
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. Sounds like an Alexa alert or something.
Oh, is that happening in my... What the heck was that?
I don't know. I don't think it's anything on mine.
That was really odd. It was like the UFOs are landing. What do I...
Well, about time. Jesus, let's go.
I'm trying to think of what I have down here that'd make that noise. Well, I mean, I have a sound bar behind me.
Well, the aliens would never pick this year to abduct somebody. There'd be a line 50 miles long for people to get on the ship.
Yeah, no kidding. Who are we going to put our probe in tonight? I don't think we have to find anyone. There's a line at the door.
You can do it, but can we go off of Earth, please?
Yeah.
I don't want to do it here. Get me out of here.
Yeah, it's, look, 2020 wasn't all that bad. I mean, the flu got cured.
Global warming got stopped, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, if you slipped into a coma in February and woke up today and you said, hey, what I missed, you could actually look that guy in the eye and say, absolutely nothing.
Pretty much.
It was like the world paused and waited for you to wake up.
Everything's good. Cancer's been cured. Flu's been cured. I should mention we do have a new disease that, eradicated all of it, but...
Oh, but that's soon to be completely gone because we got a new president who now apparently erased racism and sexism and the squishy.
Yeah, God. So will he be allowed to sniff hair as president? Is that kosher?
Yeah, I'm assuming that people will laugh. Ha ha! Yay, Democrats!
Wasn't he the one too? The Secret Service guy came out like he almost got fired or did get fired for saying something because his wife was being hit on at a employee spouse party thing or something.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Joe Biden has sexually harassed countless women, and it's on video, most of them. So, but yet He is the bluebird of happiness.
It might be Clinton who I'm thinking of too. They're the same guy.
Well, Clinton was that too, but they defended him too. Well, that's fine. That's fine.
You know, the funny thing is with Clinton though, I always said, and I still kind of stand by it a little bit, is the that's a stressful job. And if your wife's Hillary, you know what? You take that, BJ, when you can get it. It's
I don't think anybody gave him crap for that. It's that he lied about it. It's like, dude, just come on. Everybody knows it happened.
That's true. It's kind of like when they asked him, have you ever smoked pot? And he goes, yes, but I didn't inhale. You know what? No one gives you two craps if you said you did inhale it. You just, say you tried it.
No. Yeah, nobody cares.
It's, yeah, I don't know. I now know why I was never a Bush fan, though. I never liked George W. Bush. I always hated that guy for some reason. Well, I knew the reasons, but yeah, it turns out he keeps, the friends he keeps in company kind of explains a lot. It's, he's always hanging out with the Clintons and stuff. At least it looks that way. Yeah, what a dirty family.
I think all those old politicians cling together.
I think they do, because like Obama would not be considered left in today's standards.
That's why a lot of left-wingers were upset with him when he left office, because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was actually happy with him for not really doing anything.
But then again, if you look at Democrats that win office, as soon as they get elected, you won't hear from them until the next election. So,
yeah, at least, there's the thing. I'm like I said, Trump's first term, I did not vote for him. But looking back at it now, I'm like, what did he do that was so bad? He did not get us into a war. He started bringing troops back like he said he was going to.
And the Democrats blocked him on that, which is funny.
Yeah, there's peace over in Israel being doctored up all the time. Now, how long it'll last, who knows? It's two countries that hate each other. Yeah, especially with what's happening now. But that nobody ever thought that was going to happen. That dude has cojones on him too. He stepped in North Korea in front of their dickhead leadership. Nobody's ever done that. No one would ever think to do it and then shake his hands. I'm sorry, that takes balls.
It does. But the media wasn't on his side, so he got to go.
Yeah, God, when he stepped in, because that was I don't remember when he did that. I didn't actually start looking into Trump too much until maybe like the last year or something to see where are we with him. Because like I said, local politics means more than national politics to me.
Yeah.
But I started looking back and I'm like, yeah, this guy's done some stuff. And that's not bad stuff. All right, he said grab him by the cat. Well, that was before he was elected. All right, I've said worse.
He said it. Joe Biden did it.
Yeah, he sniffed it first. He likes that hair.
And I think that girl that he did that for was like underage too.
A lot of them were. And you see them and they're like, oh, don't touch me. And,
Creepy old asshole.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's all right. He won't be president until maybe March, April, and then he'll have to step down for his mental capacity. They've got it all worked out already.
A lot of people were bitching that Pelosi was drudging up all that 25th Amendment stuff for getting rid of a president who has, screwed in the head. And they're like, oh, they're going to go after Trump for this. And I remember thinking, I'm like, nah, I think it's for Biden. Yeah, they're going to... If Biden wins, he didn't win. Harris won.
In business, the old bait and switch is quite illegal.
Yeah. Well, somebody told me that. So Trump could run for a third term. Well, he has to win the second term first, but he could run for a third term because he was impeached. I did not know that. So that was interesting to find out. Now, I do like that presidents can only run for 2 terms, but it would still be funny.
We need to start the Supreme Court justices too. Those should not be for life.
No, I do believe term limits are a good thing.
Yeah, no public office should be for life.
In fact, if the Democrats are so upset about it, don't stack the court. Put in term limits. Of course, that goes against them. So...
Well, that's also why they want to get rid of the Electoral College so that New York and California decide every election for the rest of our lives.
Oh, you mean like what happened in Utah and stuff like that? Where 3 counties decided the whole state?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I swear to God, counties should only have 1 vote.
That's what the liberals want because they'll never lose an election again just based off those 2 states.
Even Brown County was red this year. But what were the 3 that weren't? There's 4.
Milwaukee, Madison.
And then some butthole place up by Lake Superior that's never really been Democrat before. But guess what? They're getting handouts. Half those counties lost their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big shocker. Another thing I didn't know about. It's amazing what you find out when you start looking.
It's ugly business when you start actually looking.
Yeah, it's God. Yeah, I never thought I would. Well, once I owned a business. Well, I mean, I was part owner of the video store, but I was young and dumb, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But once I became like when I had the auto body business, and I had to start paying my taxes. I mean, I paid my taxes, but when I had to start paying business taxes.
Okay, listen to you.
And yeah, I have a tax history. IRS knows, they can look. But once I had to start dealing with all that and all the different forms and stuff, and then I couldn't hire anyone because I found out how much it cost to get someone hired, and I'm like, screw that, I ain't gonna pay that. And then I started looking into why those costs were there and stuff. And it really opened my eyes up towards that maybe voting Democrat wasn't the right choice for me. Man, it was so bad. It might be the right choice for someone else. That's the beauty of a free world.
They don't care about you. You're just a means to an end. You can get them elected and then go away. That's all they need from you.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's any better on the other side. It's just it seems more about on the face on the left than it does.
Oh, I'm hoping this kickstart a third-party system, or a three-party system.
That third party has to stop being insane.
The problem is the 2 parties we have now are the insane ones. I think if you got one in the middle, more of a, like the independent took the middle road, I think they would be the normal choice.
Well, you have to get somebody who's going to do the middle, but see what happens with the Green Party. They always sound real good, and then they say that one thing is like, you're a lunatic, forget it.
Well, yeah. Well, the funny thing is if you did have a 3-party system, Trump would not have been a Republican. He would.
No, he probably would have been an independent, yeah.
Yeah. It's just, if you want to win, you don't run on an independent ticket. You make it as the Republican or the Democrat.
If you're an independent, you have to make such a splash.
Yeah, probably the closest who's ever done it was probably Ross Perot. And in hindsight...
And again, he had some lunatic stuff, though.
He did. He was crazy, but you know what? Was he maybe that crazy because of what the media told us? I'm really questioning all the stuff I used to hear now. All of it.
Oh, probably. Because he was the outsider. He was the crazy one. He's probably Trump of the 90s, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might have been. I'm really starting to wonder if maybe he would have been more votable back then.
Well, I guess today insane would be the middle.
Yeah. Well,
so, I mean...
Yeah. Oh, man, that guy was so insane. But now I'm starting to wonder. I mean, it's like the local news. I mean, leading up to the election, well, actually even kind of now, I catch a little bit of it in the morning as I'm getting ready to go to work, walk down 2 flights of stairs into the commute.
What a commute.
Yeah, it's tough on me. The mileage is horrible. But the thing that killed me was all the news was, it was just an ad for Biden. It was so biased, so bad. And then they ran that whole thing where he's like, oh, he doesn't condone the Nazis don't exist anymore. I hate that term. But he doesn't condone white supremacists. I'm like, I've seen 3 speeches myself, and I avoid speeches where he does. And so I actually looked it up on YouTube, and somebody had a compilation of him doing it way before even thinking of running for president. He condones them constantly. I'm like, oh my God, you're just going to keep asking every day. And then Kellyanne Conway or whatever, not Conway, but Kelly whatever, McEnany or whatever.
Oh, yeah, okay.
His press secretary. Some news person asked her about it, and she's like, he did it here, blah, 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 laying all this stuff off. And then he's like, well, that was in the past, though. When does he do it now? And she's looking at him like, well, he's not here. If he was here, he would say it again. How many times does he have to say it? And she's just like, I just told you. Well, yeah, but that was in the past. Well, dude, when you asked, it was in the freaking past. I mean...
Well, isn't that amazing? Because Joe Biden, they have video of him calling African Americans those people during his Senate speeches and shit.
That's some of his good stuff.
And they got just what was it, last year, maybe 2 years ago? He said, "Yeah, if we redo the schools someday, African Americans will be as smart as white kids."
Yeah,
And
he says some of the dumbest crap. I mean, it's
and
so...
this guy wins an election.
The thing that
Fair.
kills me
You want me to
is...
you want me to believe that this is fair? That guy wins an election. Fair.
Well, my question is, I mean, we all say stupid stuff sometimes that, like, I said something earlier about getting off, and I didn't mean in the fun way, and then I made the joke about, well, it might be in the fun way. So, I mean, is he saying things just, like, does he not mean it? Like, we all say things, like, using the word...
How else are you supposed to mean that?
Well, I mean, like, saying the word retarded, it's bad to say. I've said it.
I'm not talking about that.
I know, but
What other way are you supposed to say someday you'll be as smart as white kids? What were you wanting to say?
I don't know. Like, I'm
Because
trying to...
that's not a full power. I said, oops, I said the wrong word, or I pronounced it wrong. My bad. That is just...
I know, it's just, it's so bad. I'm trying... Like, you know, have you ever heard of something so bad from someone you're like, that can't be really what they meant? But it's so bad, you're like, but what else could have it meant?
It can't mean anything else but that, yes.
Yeah, it's... oh, my God. You know, the funny thing is, he's probably actually a good guy. He's just an idiot. It's and he's...
No, he's senile and has mental problems, and he should not be where he is.
25th Amendment.
But because Kamala couldn't win her own state, they needed Joe to drag her ass into the Oval Office.
Yeah, you know what kills me is how many... And people should be ashamed for this. People went out and voted... Like, a lot of Biden's votes were not for him. They were against Trump. And like the guy or not, you should never vote against something. You should always be voting for something. That
whole lesser of two evils garbage.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there are situations where lesser of two evils applies. It usually has to do with I can only have one, and it's either a hamburger or a hot dog. Well, I had a hamburger yesterday, so it's going to be a hot dog today because it's the lesser of two evils right now.
But you weren't voting against the hamburger, you just wanted the hot dog.
Actually, you're correct. Yes. Because I wanted both of them. Because I will...
That would have fit your needs more.
Yeah, because I'll never pick liver. I don't care how much I threw up on the hot dogs and hamburgers. I will not pick liver to eat.
No, why would I use some other creature's bile filter?
Exactly, yeah. Unless the other creature is an alcoholic, then it might be all right. But yeah.
Nobody wants my liver. Let's just put it that way.
I donated mine to science fiction. It's gone.
Science fiction.
Yeah.
Use that. Hey, give that over to Tom Savini. He can use that in his next movie.
Yeah. Ripley's calling. He's asking if you're dead yet.
Nicotero, go ahead, throw that one in the pile.
God, Nicotero, one weird dude. I'd vote for him before Biden. And
yeah, Greg for president.
Yeah, God, I just that irritates the piss out of me that people voted for him just because they hated Trump. Vote for one of the independents then. I mean, it's maybe one of the... If everybody could vote for... If everyone would look up and see what a candidate had, where they stood, I think independents would do a lot better.
Well, yeah, but they can't afford to be out there. They can't afford to get their message heard because no one's going to listen.
Yeah. There's certain things I believe hitting the reset button on would be pretty good. Presidential candidacy is one of them. 1, shouldn't be allowed to do talk shows. 2, shouldn't be allowed on social media. That covers both sides because, Trump was big social media. Democrats always seem to be on the Tonight Show and crap because,
I still have never seen a Trump commercial on YouTube.
Oh, you haven't?
Nope. All I ever saw were Biden, and I thought it was supposed to be equal time.
I actually, it's weird. On days I saw Trump ones, I saw both. There was times I'd see both before the one video even hit because I kept being too lazy to hit the skip button. But there were days where the Biden one, especially the day before election and the day of election, that I did not see a Trump one. It was all Biden. But the thing is, though, is I think you pick where your ads go, and because I tend to watch more conservative, middle-of-the-road videos, I think that's why I didn't see as many Trump ones.
I watch apolitical stuff. Video games, movies, stuff that's not political at all, but all I got were Biden.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I do, don't get me wrong, I'm not justifying, I'm playing devil's advocate here because I actually
No, I
see where
got
you're
you.
going and I kind of agree with you. But I'm wondering if it might have been because they picked the gamer, because Democrats are less likely to vote than Republicans are, historically speaking wise. And I wonder if that's their way of just saying, hey, we need you to get your ass up and go vote. We know you're going to vote for us, but we're giving you another reminder because as a gamer, we think lowly of you. That's my opinion of what they were doing.
Not
And now,
maybe.
I don't think lowly of gamers. That's not what I'm saying, because that would be misconstrued if anyone actually ever listened to this. But
There's no way anybody confused you for that, for saying something like that.
yeah, well, I don't always think highly of myself, but but I mean, that's not what I meant by it. It's just that's what they think. That's the thing that pisses me off. And I think this is on both sides. Politicians in general think lowly of the people. They think their people voting for them are idiots. They think they can talk to them like idiots. They think they are idiots.
Well, I mean,
Well, 50% of the U.S. is kind of showing that.
sometimes you'll believe any rainbow they shoot right up your ass.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, it's going to be worse, too, because I'm a little pissed at Trump for not doing something about this before he possibly is out. And that is Section 230, where YouTube and Twitter and all of them are acting as they're not publishers. So that way they can't be sued for the content other people put on. But yet they're censoring, so therefore they are publishers. I mean, what is it? Are you a publisher or not a publisher? But yet they ride this, they censor, but then they turn around and go, well, I'm not a publisher. I claim Section 230. Well, it shouldn't be that cut and dry. There should be, well, actually,
Especially when you're censoring people on one side of an aisle, not the other.
yeah, yeah. But of course, I mean, Parlors, they're skyrocketing in the people they're getting. That is because it's a freedom of speech social media site, and unfortunately, it just doesn't have a good layout to me. I'm not that crazy about it. I do like Twitter's layout. Unfortunately, the cesspools in it are kind of crappy. One of them, I've talked about this guy before, the one from Ireland. It's funny. He's on there talking about anyone who wants to follow him, let him know. He's gonna get rid of his channel and do a private one because it's getting too toxic for him. It was rare a day went by that he couldn't just call someone a freaking idiot for not thinking politically the way he does. And I'm like, dude, you are the toxicity that you're talking about. I mean, I think you're an idiot, but I don't get on there and tell you that because I believe you have the choice to think the way you do. Then I remember you're not from the U.S. and your opinion doesn't matter. In this situation, not saying that, just because you're not a citizen, your opinion don't matter. I would never say that. I love everybody unless you don't agree with me. But yeah, Parlor, if they just get a better layout, it's hard to, I don't know, maybe I'd get used to it. But they are skyrocketing right now because they don't censor people. They're just like, yeah, come on, give us what you got. We don't care.
Just wait. That First Amendment's going to be shredded anyway. So is the second one, probably the third and fourth.
I don't think the second one ever will be.
No?
They'll go for it. They'll put laws in place. They'll get reversed the next time a Republican comes in. Well, I shouldn't even say Republican. The problem is they had record gun sales during Trump's presidency, even from the left side. Because when the riots started breaking out, there was lines to the gun shop. The Second Amendment crap went out the window the second the riots started.
Well, it's like this, all these people squawking about defund the police, yet they have been calling the police at the drop of a hat.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Or where did I see it? I saw it on Crowder, actually, today, where the guy's on his porch and there's all these people of both colors. Well, all right, there's more than two colors. Two genders, but more than two colors. But there's colors of all types out on the sidewalk yelling at this white dude on his porch. And he has a Biden sign in his yard, and he's like, I voted for Biden. It's all okay. And this one chick just yells really loud going, that makes you a white supremacist or some crap like that. And I'm like, whoa, where's the thinking here? I'm like, you guys should have all known that it wasn't about who you're voting for president. It's because that I'm going to say it, the Democratic leaders of your area allowed for you to riot and do whatever you want, and now it's spreading like a virus.
They created the monster, and now they're upset that the monster's stopping on a couple buildings,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now they have no idea how to get it back into the box.
Well, and all where all these major riots are, they're all blue territories, except for one.
Yep.
There was one that wasn't blue. It technically was Republican, but they even said that person was Democrat by most standards as it was. It's the only
Hmm.
reason that person kept getting reelected. It's yeah,
Well,
it's just crazy.
it's just like this. Trump's rallies and you protesting lockdowns are going to kill your grandmother, but you can attend a Biden celebratory rally. That's totally cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's it only affects a certain blood type,
Sure
which
it does.
yeah, which is only cured by the blue. I don't even have anything to say on it. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, they bend and twist this virus to fit whatever thing they need. I mean, if you talk to them, this is the most self-aware virus I've ever heard of.
Well, it is Chinese made. I mean, it is quite intelligent.
It's got a
Um,
brain. It's got political views. It's got arms, legs.
it's some of the
It's
best
got
AI
it's
I've
got
ever seen.
it's got gender and sexual biases. I mean, it's fucking. This thing is astonishing.
Multiple genders is what you meant to say.
How many are there?
I think we're up to like 73 now.
Yeah, I can't. They keep adding letters to that thing, and I just like whatever. Now there's a number in there or something. I don't know.
You know, the funny thing is if you don't want to, if you're a dude who doesn't want to be labeled as a guy, I actually don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to your birth certificate, that's where I do have an issue with it because you go to the hospital, guys and girls are different. You can't treat me for the same things that a girl can be treated for and vice versa. I mean, there is an importance to knowing the gender. It's not, they're looking at gender in the wrong way. It's,
Biologically, there are two.
yeah, it's a chromosome difference. It's, I'm not making fun of Down syndrome when I say this. If you want to say 3 with my definition, fine, because the chromosomes are different with Down syndrome. But I'm not making fun of Down syndrome on that. I know it seems that way, but because I make fun of everything. But that's why I'm not biased, because I do make fun of everything. But oh my God, that is a creepy baby behind me. Anyone watching this on YouTube knows what I'm saying. It's in the dark. Do you see that?
I do. Yeah. What is that?
I think Kettle stuck that there. She puts weird things behind me all the time.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. But yeah, it's and I heard that from a doctor once. They're like, we need to know what gender they are. It has nothing to do with how you feel or anything. You're gonna feel a whole lot better if we know your correct gender when you leave the hospital, rather than you might not leave the hospital. They didn't say it that way. I paraphrased a bit, but the point's the same.
Well, they call it assigned at birth now. Like the doctor, I've seen 5 babies that were born male today. This next one's gonna be female. I'm assigning it female.
God, tell me that doesn't really happen.
I saw in a commercial. They said assigned female at birth. I'm
Oh,
like, assigning? Really? Like you sit there. Now it's you're a girl, you're a boy, you're a girl.
yeah. You came out with a front tail. You are a male. Yeah. You came out as a catcher. You're a chick.
Catcher, jumping Jimmy. You're the outlet. You're the plug.
Yep. And I still have that Halloween costume, actually.
Do you? That's why I referenced that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, oh, you're going to have to wait a year. Has nothing to do with a plug. Has nothing to do with male or female, but I got a good Halloween costume next year, but you're going to have to wait.
I have to wait.
Yeah, well, I can't say it on here. Someone might listen to it. It's, I'll tell you offline.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, so, yeah, we talked about games a little bit.
I think we
talked
covered the
about
spectrum.
politics a little bit. Wasn't there something else? What's going on with movies? I heard there's stuff being released.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
It's
smaller stuff, which is fine with me.
Actually, a lot of that stuff I like better almost.
If you want to dump the crap on the streaming, I'm not going to watch it, so go ahead and do what you got to do.
Well, I don't mind it. I don't mind
lose
the
$300
streaming.
million on it. I can give a damn.
I'd like to see a reset on movies. I think you might see a reset on movies, actually. Actually, I take that back. You might already be seeing the reset on movies because the little smaller ones, sometimes those are pretty good. And if they're making it to the theater now, they're being made with the thought in mind that they don't have the budget. So they got to think their way around things. where a lot of movies are just shoved out there with, and well, you know my feeling about CGI in certain movies, but a
Well,
lot of movies are just shoved out there because they have the budget.
the one good thing about it is this may have stopped the Marvel Cinematic Universe right in its tracks.
Yeah, so that's actually a pretty good example because they're not going to shove the budget into something for streaming like that.
Nope, they'll stream that back. I was done with it after Endgame anyway. I was only going to see a couple more, like whatever Thor and Guardians came out, but I have no interest in a Black Widow movie. She's dead.
So I was very interested in it. I liked the idea of it until I know you're a theater person on it, but they should have just thrown that out the stream. They should have just gave it to the Disney Plus people. Just said, here
I
you
think
go.
Disney lost enough money on Mulan that they can't lose that much money on Black Widow now.
Oh my God, what a turd. Well, first, you're not going to release it in theaters, but you're going to charge the Disney Plus member people already?
My friend, that is just the start.
And you know, the funny thing is I go back and forth on it because part of me is like, all right, that's kind of like a two-tier thing. I can get along with that. You give me your whole back catalog. Because keep in mind, I'm getting Hulu, ESPN, garbage, whatever. I don't watch it. National Geographic, better than ESPN, sadly, but I still don't watch it. And I said Hulu already. I didn't think
Disney
I would
Plus,
watch.
yeah.
Yeah, I get Disney Plus. And Hulu was a very welcoming surprise to me. I actually watch it way more than I ever thought. But I still watch local television, like sitcoms, so it helps me with that for catching up on stuff. But for $12, I think, or $13 a month I'm paying for all of that, I think
It's so cute that you think that's going to stay that way.
I would drop everything except for Hulu and, well, actually, to be honest with you, I'd probably drop Hulu. There's other ways, legally even, to get the shows that are on there. It's just a convenience that they're on there. But if they jack their prices, I'd probably get rid of it. I can wait for Mandalorian to come out on disc. I don't have to watch it.
Oh no,
when it's out.
Disney's done with physical media.
Well, that's true. Physical media is going to die. There's just no way around that.
Yeah, and then I'm done buying movies, I guess. Here's how it's going to go. Theaters will die. Cable TV's kind of dead. Now they've got you. So there's no more $12 a month for 5 services. That's gone. They're going to piecemeal it to you now. You're going to get your basic package, which is going to have ads, basic, old stuff on it.
Oh, they already
For
do that.
$20 a month, and then they're going to go up to the next level. You got less ads and a little more newer stuff. But if you want stuff like Black Widow, you're going to be paying $60 a month for that one, plus a fee to watch Black Widow once.
Yeah.
They'll have you by the balls. They have you
I don't
by
think it'll be
the
that
balls.
much, but
Oh, it will be. They got you by the balls. What are you going to do, not watch it? Pay up, sucker.
I think you'll see it. And I'm not advocating what I'm about to say. I think you'll see piracy out the yin-yang. It's just going to skyrocket.
I've been against piracy. Not no more.
It's I don't want to say I don't want to say I'm not against it. I'm not going to even say that I maybe haven't even seen it. But it
You won't be able to stop it.
you can't
There's
stop
nothing
it.
you can do.
No. I mean, they'll make examples of people. They'll do like the Napster days. People got arrested
Like
for that.
how?
Well,
There's going to be so many people doing it and so many people passing it around. They're not going to be able to track that.
Well, they'll be able to track it to an extent, and they'll find someone, they'll confiscate their computer, they'll go to prison, and it won't stop a single thing.
Nope.
They'll put someone's dad in prison.
Yep. Some poor bastard whose name is on the cable bill or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. Black Widow, let's say, what was Milan, $20 to watch? Well, Black Widow will be 50, right?
It'll bomb.
So it's not going to, no, but here's the thing. You will spend $50 and you'll have 10, 12 people over to watch it. They just lost the ticket price of all those other 11 people for your $150 view.
I think if it's $50, that's what they're banking on, is that you're watching it with others, and that's how they're going to try to recoup it. They're like, well, they'll charge other people for it. The problem
But
is...
how are they getting the money back? You paid the $50 and you're keeping any money that they would have given you back.
No, I think they're banking on that in the thought that we'd normally do it for 20, but we know people are having friends over to watch it. So we're going to charge you more.
But still, you're losing the $50. You're still, the other 11 people in that room didn't pay anything for it. They lost a bunch of money.
I see what you're saying. I'm saying...
At $10 a ticket, that's $120, and they only got $50 from that. That's why MoviePass failed.
No, I know. I hear what you're saying. I'm saying that's probably, if they do that, that's probably their thinking behind it. I'm not saying it's good thinking. I'm just saying that's probably.
Well, you're not gonna see $200 million budget movies anymore. That's what you're gonna see.
I'm okay with that, at least for now. Things will come back. They just won't come back for a while. But I think I don't think the theater's dead. I think we're just gonna see a hibernation for a while. Some theaters will be dead. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying theaters as a whole aren't gonna die. Some theaters are gonna die.
AMC's about to die.
Oh, their rudder's already digging the bottom of the ocean. They just.
I hear Regal is probably next.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about that. I haven't heard anything about Marcus yet.
Well, they're too localized.
Are they? Yeah, they're pretty much here, aren't they?
Yeah, they got a couple in like Iowa and stuff, but nothing. Regal and AMC are nationwide. That's why you hear about them.
What about Carmichael? I thought they were nationwide.
I don't know.
Maybe
they
they're
might have
not.
closed already.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's I mean, you're doing this to yourself. You're not putting anything out. You just keep delaying and delaying and delaying. Why are people going? You don't have anything out.
Well, yeah, no kidding. And the thing is the more theaters shut down, the less. See, I don't like people. It's not that I don't like people. I just don't like being around people. It's I don't have a lot of tolerance for them, which is fine because they probably don't have a tolerance for me either. But I have a different aspect of movie theater. I don't mind going to the movie theater. I enjoy the movie theater, but I also don't have a problem watching it at home. But I also have a projector system too, and a really comfortable fucking couch.
Yeah, I'm not watching a movie for the first time at home. That's not an experience.
Yeah, well, and see, that's where we kind of differ on it. Like, I get your experience. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, the experience is different for me. It depends. You know, it depends on the movie. Like, the Avenger movies, I wanted to see those in the theater. That was an experience I wanted to have. Star Wars, theater, absolutely. Basically any of the action movies, like Pirates, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen all the Pirates even. But, like, Thor... The first Thor, I didn't hate the first Thor, but I didn't really know that character. Like, I've always liked Iron Man. So when they came out with an Iron Man movie, I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I want to see this in the theater. But like Thor, I was fine watching that at home. Ragnarok, I saw that in the theater, though. Dark Fate, I didn't see Dark Fate for like a year after it came out, and I didn't hate it, but I wasn't upset it took a year to see it either.
It's not really integral, but...
No. It well, I mean, it puzzles in by the end. They did a good job writing all the movies in together at the end, but...
Well, Endgame references them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But, like, what was the order? Endgame was the last one?
Mm-hmm.
What was the second to last?
Infinity War.
So, Infinity War, would have been a theater one for me. Endgame, I'm glad I saw it in the theater. I could have watched that one at home.
You pay $75 and watch it at home.
I wouldn't have paid $35.
75.
Dollar rental, family video, right down the road.
If physical media isn't around anymore, no, it isn't.
Oh yeah, but at this point, I'm just saying that movie. I have all the movie channels too, so I can watch on there. I've actually been using that more and more because of quarantine.
I am not going to be watching Endgame at home for the first time. Just not going to do it.
See, I didn't. And then so that raises another issue. I don't know how I feel about it till I watched it, so I am going to probably see it in the theater. But it, to be honest with you, the Meat Sausage Train from Hell or whatever that movie was called.
Midnight Meat Train?
Yeah, Cooper's movie. I enjoyed that, or Cabin in the Woods. Those are, for me, that's my theater experience. Like horror movies. I would love those in the theater. That's my experience.
No, you can't get any of that at home. None of it.
No, I agree with you on that. You can't. That is a movie theater experience. The one thing though, I got to do. I haven't done it, so this is just the theory, and I want to do it. I want to start watching more movies outside. Once winter comes, it's going to suck balls. I'm not going to do it then. But I wouldn't mind watching some horror movies outside. Not too cold. Got the fire going in the pit, and it's just a hair windy with some leaves blowing around. A little creepiness effect.
Yeah.
But that might be because I like Halloween. And every Halloween we watch a movie. I put the screen in the garage. I don't put it outside, but it's in the garage, and we do trick or treating and we watch a movie in the garage. So because that is a fun thing for me to do, I think maybe that's why I feel that way. But like I watched a movie I've never seen before in the garage this week. It was or this Halloween. What was it? Love and Monsters with Dylan O'Brien. Just because I like Dylan O'Brien. I think that guy's hilarious. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't going to be in the theaters. I mean, it was in select theaters, but none that were selected around me. So I watched that one at home. And actually, I'm glad I did. It was actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's streaming, so I'm not going to watch it, but...
You've always been against streaming, though. You've said that for years. I remember telling you years ago, I go, you do know physical media for games will go away.
Yeah.
That was, I thought I just broke a kid's favorite toy when I told you that.
Yeah, now I'm like, I guess I don't need it then.
You say that. You'll always want your movies.
You don't... Oh, no, I won't. Because guess what they can do? As Amazon said, you don't own shit when you download it from them. You pay the $60, but they can do whatever they want to it, take it from you whenever they want, and they don't owe you a dime. So,
it's not just Amazon. It's all
I know they're the only ones that came out and said it though.
Yeah, well, Epic's done it. Epic has actually taken away someone's games because they didn't like what they said on social media. I don't remember what they said, and it was harsh from what I remember, but still doesn't matter.
You can't take away my physical disc. You can't edit it. You can't take anything away. As the movie exists on my shelf, as it will always exist on my shelf.
Well, not with the squishy going on. You don't ever leave your house. I can't get in and take it.
I'm outside all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just being cocky. Poorly played sarcasm.
I've been in the theater like 5 times since they reopened.
So what's your feeling on this? So I bought Love and Monsters. It was $5 more to just buy it than it was to rent it. But you are correct. I bought a license for it. I did not buy the movie. And that pisses me off. I actually agree. I don't like that. But I have screen capturing. Now, what I'm about to say, I have not done. But I'm fully capable of doing what I'm about to say.
Disclaimer, he has not broken the law.
Yeah, nothing was broken. But I could do it if I wanted to. What's your stance then on... Well, I think I know what it is because you said your piracy's not looking as bad to you anymore. I was going to say, because... It's a gray area whether you can make a backup of stuff. There's some that say it's legal. There's others that say there isn't. It depends if you're beating copyright on it or not. But I don't think you're really beating copyright. And I'm no lawyer, but are you really beating copyright if you screen capture the movie as you're watching one that you just legally bought the license to? And
well, I suppose if the legality of it was that you don't own it, if you're paying the money that you're renting it from the studio, then yes, it would be illegal.
Yeah, renting, absolutely. And that's why I made the point of saying
I'm just
I
saying,
bought it.
technically, because you don't own the movie, you are just renting it from the studio. It just costs you more.
I'd be curious to how that's written, and I'm sure it's written where you can't do it, because you're buying a license to watch the movie. You're not buying
Which means
the movie.
You're renting it from the... You bought a license to view it in your house.
Yeah,
you don't own shit.
A non-expirational license, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
but again, you remember the old VHS days where you get 2 VCRs, you put it in one, hit play and hit record in the other one?
Oh.
As long as you recorded the FBI warning, it was good to go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, of course not. But, I mean, they threatened you with jail time back then, and everybody's like, yeah, I'll just tape that too.
Yeah, or $1,000 fine, or both. Actually, I think it was more than 1,000. But
so I'll just record that part too. That way they'll never know it wasn't bought. So that's just what you're gonna get now, only on a grander scale.
It's kind of like wrestling pay-per-views. If you had a black box, you could watch it for free. And what they did was, if you didn't have a black box and you had the normal cable box, at like 6 o'clock and 30 seconds or whatever, that's when it would start. Well, at 6 o'clock, there was an advertisement for a T-shirt that you could get for free. First so many callers would get it for free.
Mm.
Well, that's how they knew who was using a black box.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. My question is, though, did those people actually get the T-shirt?
Hey, can I get my free T-shirt?
How pissed would you be if you went to prison for that, or even paid a fine? And you're like, okay, where's my T-shirt, though?
Well, I guess it's not a free T-shirt anymore if you got to pay $1,000 fine to keep your ass out of jail.
Well, it's a separate thing though, because
Well, see here, and I was going to bring me my next point. This Love and Monsters. Okay, we'll use that as an example because you just said it. So you print out some discs or on a flash drive, whatever, and the people in the neighborhood know that you're doing this. So they come to you like, hey, Love and Monsters. You'll be like, okay, that's $30. You're buying this bag of popcorn and I'm giving you the copy of Love and Monsters for free with it. That way you're not selling them or distributing them. You're selling the popcorn and just giving them the movie with it.
that's still illegal even if you don't charge them.
But you're charging for the popcorn.
No, I mean even if you don't charge though. Like
I
you
understand,
just give
but I'm
out
just saying
outright.
that's what's going to happen in
Yeah.
the neighborhoods.
And plus they would nail you on not having a permit for selling food probably. You know how they're dicks.
But it's not popped. It's the Orville Redenbacher. You pop it. It's not popped yet.
Oh.
Still in the cellophane. You got to take it home and microwave it.
I like where you're going with that. Except for the
I'm just
piracy
saying,
part that get me
That's
arrested. But
that is what is going to happen.
yeah, well, remember when we used to go watch the Packer games at the Majestic and I got a cease and desist letter because the screen was over like 50 inches? I think it was 50 inches was the size. Any screen over 50 inches with a group of so many or more watching and you couldn't legally show the football game?
I guess because the NFL wasn't getting a cutback. They did the same thing with Potawatomi.
Yep, Angie worked there at the time that happened. It was, yeah, that kills me because I'm trying to think. Oh, TV in my room's fine, 50. Well, the TV behind me is, oh, you can't see it. That's just blankness. But my TV on the wall, that's a 55 inch. My projector's 100 inches. And then I have a 12-foot screen in my garage. And the one in the garage, I watch football on it. So, well, once in a while, not often because it's colder, but it'll be nothing to have people over. I mean, crap, if my kids are watching and I'm watching, that's 3 right there. Angie's going to watch. There's 4 right there. Just household people watching. I have a friend come over who wants to drink a beer, like my neighbors see it's going or something like, I'll go have a beer with them. I'm watching it in my house anyways, but I'm going to go watch it there. Because when we went to Majestic to watch it, it wasn't like we weren't going to watch it in our house if we didn't watch it at Majestic. So they're not losing a viewership. But
And we didn't pay to get in there. It was first come, first serve, remember?
yeah. I mean, we paid for
we bought the
food,
food
but
and stuff.
that's no
Yeah, but
different.
you didn't.
Yeah. So I just don't get any of that. I'm like, where's their thing? Because, like, how does BW3s get away with it then?
It's not the no fun league for a reason, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And right now the NFL can't afford to scold anybody for watching their stuff.
Oh my, do you see some stadiums are letting people in now?
Yeah, well,
They have to. I mean, what are they going to do?
Basketball lost how many millions? I think billions, actually.
Well, that's what happens when
And-
you go woke. Nobody wants to see that crap in their relaxed time. You do that crap in your own time. Do that crap in your advertisement, whatever you want to do. Not during a game. I don't even want to see politics, anything during a game. That's my escape time.
That's the TV revenue. I'm talking about fans in the stadium revenue. They lost a crap load. So did baseball.
Oh, yeah. Well, some people are, I mean, I work with someone who's deathly afraid of being around anyone who might have been around someone in the last century that had something that started with a C. And that's her rights. I'm not going to...
Where was this fear for every other virus on Earth just a year ago?
Where was it for the flu?
That's what I'm saying. Where was this fear for any of this stuff a year ago?
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
It's media driven. The best thing I stopped doing is, so I said I was going to go back on Facebook after the elections.
I hope you didn't.
I didn't. I think about it. I probably actually once a day think about it. I'm like, oh, I didn't go on there. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to go on there. I might go back on eventually. The funny thing is I only go on there to put pictures on there so my mom can see the pictures of the kids and stuff. But I don't know. She has an Instagram account now. It's which is funny. It's owned by Facebook anyways. But
Then
yeah.
on Google own the world, so why not?
Yeah, there's a reason to go to a flip phone right there, just so they can't track you anymore. I mean, your cell phone gives up so much information. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't even be legal, really.
Thank God I'm boring.
Yeah, it's now you think you're boring. Well, you are. You don't order online at all, do you?
Not if I can't help it.
You don't stream.
I really don't. I've never been on Twitter. I haven't been on Facebook in almost a year.
Yeah, See, my gaming
See,
streaming
I'm
even...
going all Ted Kaczynski in the woods, minus the mailbox bombs.
Yeah. It's hard to get your rebates when you have the mailbox bombs. It's
Rebates. Oh yes, thanks Menards. What great sales you have now.
Oh, see, we do the rebates, so for us, it's all good.
11%, but it's got to be in-store credit. Great.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get why people don't like it. For me, it works out fine. I'm always there, but
Well, for someone like you, it works. For someone like me, I'm like, whatever. I'm not bothering.
yeah, just send me your rebates then. It's all
My
right.
$20 of Halloween candy. I don't think I need to worry about that 40 cents coming my way.
You got to look at it this way, because I'm bad about doing rebates. Angie's good about them. That's the only reason I'll do anything with a rebate. But I'm horrible about it. So for me, even if it has a rebate, the only reason I'll buy it is because I'm willing to pay the price before the rebate. And if that's the case, then I'm cool with it. Because if I happen to send the rebate in, which I never do, I am horrible about it. It's all on me too. Then I won't buy it. But if it's good price before the rebate, then I buy it and I don't worry about the rebate. It's
Time was there was on sale or not. I mean, that's how it was.
yeah.
Even a coupon would be better.
Yeah, I get it though. I mean, it's really from a business perspective, it's one of the best advertising ways of going. And at the end of the day, and maybe it's because I've just come to peace with it with myself, is it's on me that I didn't fill out that rebate. And if I bought it, I made the choice.
They're hoping they're all like you. They're hoping that none of those get sent back in.
Oh, absolutely. That's why it's one of the best. And I get why people don't like the rebates. When we had them at Sears, because we did tons of rebates on like appliances and stuff. I filled out more rebate information for customers than I've ever done for myself. I don't even know if I've ever done one for myself. But customers would be the same way. They'd be like me. They're like, yeah, I won't send that in. And I'd be like, I'll fill it out for you right now. Put the receipt in there. I'll put it in an envelope, everything. All you have to do is stamp it and send it. And for a while, I was getting away with taking it. You could mail stuff out in the back HR office. For a while, I was getting away with taking them and throwing them in there. They called me out on that. I'm like, how'd they know I did it?
If people could lie, cheat, and steal their way to those credit card applications, why couldn't you do that?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that. That was insane. That was illegal.
Well, hey, now that Sears isn't in business anymore, they used to tell us in loss prevention to turn our blind eye to those people cheating that system.
Oh, and people did. People were signing up they'd say no, and they'd still sign them up. That one dude in
Sandy
was one,
and kids, notorious. Then the douchebag in Tools that would, you get this $5 gift card. Well, you're not telling them that that's their rebate.
Yeah.
Like he'd give them the gift card and not tell them that was being charged onto the form.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Because we noticed that one day, like, we're in the back, like, that guy's gone through 2 racks of gift cards. What the hell is going on? Oh, yeah, he's cheating the system. He's telling the people that they get this gift card in addition to that money for joining. He's not telling them that that's the same thing. They're paying for that gift card.
Yeah, Sandy was there. I remember I checked out once with Sandy. I always avoided her. And... oh my God, she read me the riot act for not signing up for a card. I'm like, I have one already. Well, we have 3 different cards. You work here, you know that. I go, yeah, I shouldn't even have one card. And that's not Sears as a whole's fault. That was the governing of our location's fault. I
think that was store-wide. I think that was company-wide.
Yeah, I just don't want to make the claim of it because I like Sears.
They're not in business anymore. Who cares?
Well, that's true. Well, actually, they are.
Not in any real sense.
No, that's true. But I'm seeing more home goods stores popping up. That was the Sears off-brand, or one of them. And it's weird because they got the Sears colors and everything. And I still see the A&E trucks around. Of course, that's where all their money was in those A&E trucks, all the warranty work.
Yeah.
That's where they made their money. Heck, Best Buy was even using
that and the credit card because their damn rate was so high on it, the percentage.
Oh no, that wasn't Sears. They sold that. That was one.
That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. They screwed up. Why would you sell your MasterCard? That was dumb.
They didn't listen to the guys that come in. They're like, why would I buy tools here? I can't buy nails.
Yeah, that was.
Why would I buy a hammer here when I have to go somewhere else to get the nails, or I go to Home Depot where they got both?
I remember on a Saturday, I would actually get on the computer at work and see what something cost at Home Depot because I knew I had to stop there to get the hardware to do the project. I'm like, well, is my discount good enough at Sears or should I just go pick all the crap up at Home Depot? It
Why they didn't? They should have cut tethered with that stupid soft lines crap that didn't sell and just leaned into the tools and electronics and appliances.
They could have kept that store was big enough. They could have kept the soft lines upstairs or
I
actually
suppose
that
the
store was
upstairs.
huge. They could have kept it and just brought in the hardware. I mean, look how many dead areas of that area over in tools there was. There was plenty of room to put in shelves of nails
Oh
and
yes, I
stuff.
remember the back corner that used to always be theft.
Yeah, yeah. Over by the driver's ed area you talking about?
In there, and then in the front corner when you walked in the front that tool door there, and you go to the right away. There was that dead corner back there too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Over by the photo
hmm
in
No,
Tuck's
photo was
place.
over. That was right before you went into like the dental and the vision.
Dental. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the photo place was there. Not the when I say photo, I don't mean photo. I mean like a things remembered type place. I got my tuxedo from there. The tuxedo
Yeah,
place.
yeah, the tuxedo. Remember,
Yeah, I'm thinking
the
photo
photo
because of
was
my
over
wedding.
by.
That
The
was
photos were over by
jewelry and
jewelry.
clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't mean the photo place. Yeah, that was another thing too. Sears Photos for years was known to be a place to go to get your
They were
photos.
always packed. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that died toward. I don't know what that Lamb douchebag did, but man, he drove that thing so far in the ground it was ridiculous. Because Sears was the place to shop when we were little kids.
I look forward to that huge catalog coming in the mail every Christmas because you just look through and be like, I want this and this and this, and you get nothing, but it's still cool to look at.
Yeah, I think the last one they said was. I just heard this the other day too. 1992, I think, was the last Sears catalog.
Man, that thing was awesome.
It
Penny's had a
was.
cool one too.
Yeah, my mom had a really old one, like black and white. All the stuff was illustrations in it, and that thing was cool to look at even.
Dude, they used to sell live chickens and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
you
were like Fleet Farm.
had rifles in there and stuff, which, I mean, I guess that's not that odd, but
That's where they went wrong. Sporting goods should have been firearms.
yeah. Yeah, instead of the I mean, did they actually, I don't know. They did move furniture, or they did move, what do you call it? I want to say appliances, treadmills and stuff, but they did sell them, though.
Yeah, I don't know how many they sold, but they were there.
I think that store was so big, though, because, like, we had one of the supersized, the Class A stores, they called it.
Yeah, us, Southridge, and
Yeah,
Westridge at the
Southridge
time.
too, yeah. It was so big, they could have put more in there. Like Target, you got different Targets. Some sell groceries, some sell a little bit of groceries, some sell no groceries. Depends on their size. They could have done that. They didn't have to. They always wanted every Sears to be exactly the same. I'm like, well, each Sears is a different size. You can't do that.
Dude, upstairs there was so much dead space up there.
Yeah, they could have moved a lot. All the clothing should have been up there. All of it.
Yeah, not just men's.
Yeah, it's
Dude, how many times you're like, hey, men are like, hey, where are the men's? Upstairs, they're like, forget it.
yeah. Well, why would you have the men's upstairs, that one little tiny area, and then have all the other clothing downstairs? I hate when stores separate that stuff because when I go look for something, I'm usually with Angie. I don't go looking for clothes on my own usually. It's
Studies have shown men will shop once, and they will want to get everything in one spot.
yeah, I don't
if
spend a
you
lot of
can't
time
offer
in a
that,
store.
They're not gonna go upstairs. The men's shoes are downstairs, but the clothes are upstairs. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that was another dicked up thing. The shoes should have been upstairs too. I mean, I get it. Well, I remember you worked in shoes. I mean, I get you had all that stuff in the back, but there was so much dead space
There was
up
plenty
there.
of space up there for that.
Yeah.
That whole, remember that they used
That
it for storage, but it was that old
furniture
home life
store.
section. That thing was so wide open in there. They had a couple washers and dryers up there, some grills. You
Yeah.
could have opened that up.
That was
easily.
pretty cool back there with the floors and stuff, the fake rocks and stuff.
Yep, that's where I'd go hide.
I sat up there a few times. I took a nap up there once.
Yep. I'd go up there and sit and just hide.
There was mattresses up there.
Yeah.
It was,
And the good bathroom was up there.
yes, yeah, except for the short period where they said, don't let anyone know about the downstairs one, send everyone upstairs. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They're going to destroy the one bathroom I enjoy in this mall. Yeah, they were just trying to push people to walk by more merchandise. And then they got rid of carpeting because one store didn't do well I think it was Southridge, did not do well in carpeting. Maybe it was a different store, but I thought it was Southridge. So when they decided to pull it there, they said, yeah, we're ending it for all of them, even though our location showed a profit on it.
Hmm.
Like a huge profit. Ours did fantastic for some weird reason, but we also were in a better neighborhood.
It it's gonna be regional. It's gonna be different from each store. That's ridiculous to base that on one performing store.
Yeah, it blows my mind. Yeah, what do you do? It's gone now. I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
I enjoy the work. I don't.
I didn't like the politics. I used to get so pissed.
Well, that's
Nothing
gonna
was
be
worse.
everywhere.
I loved coming into work and being told my commission went down, and then they tried to tell me how this benefits me, and I'm sitting there with 2 kids and a wife, and that I got to explain this to, going, yeah, that's great. And then they got pissed when I actually started looking for other jobs. Yeah.
They're in all fairness to them. When you roll in it, your shift starts at 6 and you stroll in at 6:25 and you stop in security and then we go outside. You hit the floor about 7:15.
Yeah, sad thing is I still sold more than most of those dill holes they hired there. Yeah. Me and Kuiper always put up really good numbers. But we worked with a lot of kids that were on their phones all the time. I'm like, I cannot believe they allow phones on the sales floor. But I didn't want to argue it because I wanted my phone on me.
Yeah.
Because when it was slow, I wanted to pass time somehow. Yeah, God. What a crappy job. I was only supposed to work there for 6 months. I was there 9 years with a year and a half break in between when I was going to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place was... Well, no, actually, I think I went to school. I think I still worked there when I went to school. It was when I was doing the auto body thing. I couldn't do Sears and auto body at the same time. I had to. That's when I
gone
left.
by then.
What's that?
I think I might have been gone by then.
You might have been. Well, I had the auto body. I did that for 6.5 years. And
I know you
then...
did that when I worked. After I left Sears, I went downtown to work, and you and I would talk while you were auto bodying, and I was walking outside there.
Oh my God, that's right.
And
Yeah.
I think you still worked at Sears for a little bit after that.
I worked at Sears. I did both for a long time, and then I just got so busy with the auto body. I'm like, I can't do this anymore because I'd be covered in paint. I'd get home, have to scrub as much of it off as possible, and then I'd get to work and I'd have to sell appliances. And then if there's any paint on my hands at all, and I wore gloves most of the time, but sometimes they'd tear and stuff. And I remember, I don't want to use her name, but my manager would tear me a new one about it, and I'm just like, I'm working 2 jobs here. And that's when I'm just like, you know what? I don't need Sears anymore. I'm out. And I left.
I love how they dangle that discount. Well, you still want your discount, right? I have used it maybe twice in 10 years I've been here. I don't need it.
See, now for me, that was bonus. Because if it was a Craftsman sales day before, well, Craftsman
yeah.
sales ended up being very selective on what it was. But it used to be 10% on anything with the Craftsman name on it. So between our 10% discount working there, 10% Craftsman sale, and then they always had sales going. In our discount, there was nothing that didn't work on except for like I think Dyson's and Bose stuff. And then the Craftsman, it didn't care if I was on sales. Half my tools I used actually for the auto buy business was Craftsman, and they were good tools.
Yeah.
That for me it was fantastic. But once I got to a certain point, I started buying Snap-on, and I didn't need to be at Sears anymore. I'm like, screw this. All I have to do is one extra car in a day, and I made more than I did in a day and a half at Sears, if not a week. I remember when I started at the hospital, my first paycheck, or no, my first day of pay was more than I made in my paycheck at Sears. I did work overtime that day though, but still it was more than a whole paycheck at Sears. And I'm like, yeah, here's the writing on the wall. And it wasn't that I was making that much at the hospital. I was making that little. I was making minimum wage.
Yeah.
The commissions
Well, you guys
got
worked
cut
on
so bad.
commission and they kept tugging the percentages down.
Yeah, and then less and less people started coming in. But we never kept anything in stock. And we were getting ripped off left and right because online, when they started pushing that online crap, it said we had 3 in stock. People would show up. We had nothing in stock. Well, the shit was getting stolen.
Well, and they didn't do anything with the displays. They didn't do anything with the decorations. It was all crap. There were chunks out of the walls missing in spots, and they wouldn't touch them.
Oh, God, yeah. I'll never forget the ceiling tile over by the back corner where the games kind of were in the vacuum area.
Yeah.
It fell out of the ceiling, just smashed the ground. Like if it would have hit someone's head, it would have killed someone. And what they do, they put a bucket on the ground to catch the rainwater instead of going and fixing it. I'm like,
Yep.
I get you're broke because you got some hedge farmer, not a hedge farmer, but I'm gonna call him a hedge farmer anyway.
Farmer, that works.
Some hedge farmer running this place, but people don't want to come in here, and it was bad. You knew it was bad when customers would actually come and tell you it's bad. I'm like, what? I would never go into someone's business and tell them how bad it looks on a visual appearance. I would just not show back up again. And people would have the balls to come and tell me like I ran the place. I'm like, I can't fix a freaking hole in the ceiling. What do you want me to do?
They were bought out by Kmart. Let's just put that in perspective.
Well, the guy who bought Sears bought Kmart.
Whatever. Why would you want that? That thing used to be, when I was little, Kmart was the spot. That place was awesome. And then it just became a trash heap.
Almost all my Star Wars toys are from Kmart. And I have a Zelda watch that you can actually play the game on the watch. That's from Kmart. A lot of my Kmart toys, I still own. That's where all my mask stuff came from.
Oh yeah. Well, that's another place and it's at the end. It was like an asylum in there. It was white. There was nothing on the walls. Nothing. It was just like ugh.
Oh yeah, you'd go down an aisle and oh my God, it would look like how Walmart looks today, and down some of the Star Wars toy aisle.
Yeah, empty.
Yeah, and I shouldn't just pick on Walmart. Target always has people in it. That the stores I go into are always clean. There'll be things out of place here and there. You can't help that. It's a moving store. But the Star Wars aisle looks like if the whole store looked like the representation of the Star Wars aisle, it would be Sears on its last day.
I keep going back to the NECA section. I see people with pictures of them like neatly stacked, all in line. The Targets I go to, again, somebody threw a grenade in there and it went off.
Yeah, it's really weird. I hear a weird noise again. Yeah, that's how ours is too. It's like, but the Godzillas are in mint condition.
Yeah, because nobody's touching those. Because nobody needs them. Get rid of them.
No one wants them. They're dusting them though.
Yeah, thank God.
It's hey, at least you know they're keeping the place clean. It's the NECA place. Like ours is right next to like the Pop Heads.
So that's where ours is. Yeah, right behind like all the movies and stuff.
Yeah, so the NECA place is just a mess. And then the Pop Heads used to be, but now that the NECA stuff's in one area with like the old 80s glassware, like Stranger Things, stuff like that. Which actually I kind of like that stuff. But the Pop Heads are now all right next to it. And you can tell or Funko Pops. You can tell how far Funko Pops have dropped in the sales. And maybe they haven't, but they haven't my Target because it's mint there. Everything's lined up, faced. It's not like it used to be all twisted around. You could tell someone was digging through there looking for something. That's all mint. And then you got NECA, and yeah, like you said, someone threw a grenade in there.
Yeah, the Pops I think are they're on their way down.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've cornered the market on every possible license.
Yeah, I mean, and there's no movies coming out. I mean, what are you going to license?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're going back and doing the older stuff now.
Actually, you know, the funny thing is, that's the stuff I would be more interested in. Given you hit the right genre. Well, not even genre, right subject. Subject's not really a genre, but...
Well, I mean, but you got to be careful with that, because how big of a market is it for Perfect Strangers Pops?
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, not that stuff. They've already done the Batmans, but... Like, actually, everything I say they probably have already done. I was going to say, like, if they went back and did Greatest American Hero, but to be honest with you, I think they did do Greatest American Hero. I could be wrong, but I think they did.
But again, that you're only going to get 2. The guy with the costume on and the guy without. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Well, you got to hit those little oddities. Like, yeah, you get the one with the costume on. Then you get the one where he's wearing his normal clothes. Like maybe his baseball outfit that he wore, like they always showed that in the beginning, but you'd see the little red sticking out of his sleeve to show that he had the suit on. Then you got to get, I always want to say Baxter. His name's not Baxter. Maybe it is Baxter. But his one military friend or CIA friend, whatever, you got to get him.
But again, what's the market for that?
Well, there's collectors, so, and it's...
I know, but other than that, you're not going to get the regular people that just walk in, hey, I need that one.
It's I don't think it would sell as well as like an Endgame figure, but I think something like that would still.
I don't know.
You'd be honest with you, I think they made it.
They probably did.
I don't even know who owns that. I know they made Ash because I own it. It's right up there. It
Well, that's why they've kind of started to branch off into other avenues of stuff.
yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, really, if you wanted to make some quick money, and actually it wouldn't probably be quick, and it would probably take a while to recoup what you put into it. You got to make something that's like, I'll call it adorable. Because Funkos, they go for their cutesy look. You got to get a licensed thing that you can make adorable. Like Care Bears are back out again. You know what? I think they made Funko Care Bears, didn't they?
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Yeah, they probably did. You know what? They did. They hit every freaking market pretty much. I'm trying to think of something. Every time something pops in my head, I'm like, oh, I think I've seen that.
Oh, they've done them all, I think.
Yeah, and what kills me is, so you can't see this stuff, but in front of me I have I think it's Disgust from, I don't know what Disney movie it was. Actually,
Inside Out.
yeah, I didn't like it when I first started watching it. Then I sat down and watched it, and I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like this. As it got going, it got better. But it's the Infinity figure. And you had Infinity 1, which was very bird's eye view, but yeah, it was all right. And then you had Disney 2, which is more third party, but still up there. And then you had Disney 3, which was very third person, like to the point where I'm like, God, if they come out with 4, they're probably going to go first person. And right when they got it good, like I liked that. I liked putting my figures on there. I could play as that character. I got all the Star Wars figures. And then they killed it. They killed that. Skylanders got killed. Lego thing got killed. All that. I'm like, how does Funkos do so damn well, but one of those things can't make it?
Well, they were making it. They killed them off.
That's true. They were selling. The numbers were always there, as far as I always heard.
The companies killed those off. Skylanders was hugely popular.
Oh, I was thinking Disney Infinity. I always thought that did well. I don't know why they killed it.
Well, that was too. But then again, once the word got out it was done, they became poison. You buy one, get 12 free. I mean, because everybody's like, forget it. Why should I support it?
Well, you're the one who told me they were on sale, and I went straight to Toys R Us by me. And I got all of them. I got like even the Kylo Ren and Darth Vader that don't light up, and the ones that light up.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing Yoda who doesn't light. I gotta look. There's one I don't have. I think I might actually have them all now. But at one time there was 2 I didn't have, and one was Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think, that lit up or something. And I was in a store, and this is months after you couldn't see them in stores anymore. And for some reason there was one hanging in freaking Target. Probably someone found it in Rocco's hiding spot. And
Probably.
I have to say Rocco at least once every time we talk.
Oh, why not?
But it was like 16 cents. I'm like, well, I don't, and the problem is I don't remember if I have it or not. But at 16 cents, I'm like, well, if I have him, he's coming out of the package then.
That's exactly what happened. Somebody found it, like, we got to put some money on this thing. Slap.
Yeah, they looked it up and went, oh, you can't even play this game anymore. I've actually thought of sticking it in and seeing if it still plays. I know the online stuff, like what they called the toy box, doesn't work anymore. But I heard you still can play it, and to be honest with you, the Avengers stuff was kind of fun. I liked going through as Iron Man, and then when you'd build up your power, you could like go like, spread out, and all the missiles would shoot out and take out the stuff. And playing it as a 2-player game, because it does couch co-op, it was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed it. The Star Wars stuff was pretty fun. It's cartoonish, but I mean, so is Legos, and everyone likes the Lego stuff.
It was supposed to be a kid's game, so.
Yeah, I actually liked it. The third was the best because it was more third person. I've never been a giant fan of top down. Like, I respect Pokemon for what it has done and the virus it is, but I just, because it spreads like, it's worse than COVID, but but I've never been a big fan. I mean, I liked the movie. I thought the movie was awesome. Perfect? No. Awesome? Yes. The CGI was done well. The special effects were done well.
You're talking about Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
The cartoon, not necessarily my cup of tea, but Ross watched it, and I'd sit down and watch it with him, and kind of funny, actually. I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, not one of those things I'd be like, oh my God, it's on, I gotta go watch it. But if it's on and I'm sitting down, I won't turn the channel. Unless Star Wars is on another channel. That's still one that gets me.
It depends.
It depends on on what Star Wars it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, no, that goes without saying. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not watching Rise of Skywalker again if it's playing in my glasses.
You know, it's funny you say. Well, I was gonna say that'll be the next thing, watching movies in your glasses. But I think we won't have glasses anymore by then. I mean, I will. You're not sticking a laser in my eye.
No, I'm not doing that either.
Yeah. I mean, that's great for people who can do it. Everyone I've talked to who's ever had it done loves it, but I can't do it.
I can't put contacts in my eyes. I'm not sticking a laser there.
Yeah, I can't either. Plus,
Just the thought of that putting that in my eyeball just makes me squirm.
well, and you're awake for it, from what I understand.
Nope.
Ain't happening. I will die blind.
No chance in
Yeah.
hell.
I mean, if you want to put me under, that's fine, but I ain't doing it awake.
I'm not going to sit there, hold your eye open, and listen to that. Doo, 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 doo. Nope.
No. Nope. I bet you there's places you could probably be asleep for it now.
Can you be asleep? I don't know. Maybe your eyes screw up if you're asleep.
You know, there might be something about that. I think I've heard that actually before. I don't know. That would suck.
I will keep getting stronger prescriptions. That's fine with me.
I just did. My
Look at me. Look at me. Jesus Christ. If there's one thing I'm not, it's vain. Trust me. What can I be vain about?
It's that "Don't Breathe" poster behind you.
Well, that's not really me. It's autographed by everybody but Jane Levy. I got it. She never does cons, so.
What's she do now?
I think she was doing a TV show.
Hey, you made it to the end. That is, well, congratulations for you. Thank you. We appreciate it. But like I said in the beginning, if you'd like to plug your own video, podcast, anything like that, within reason, of course. At the end of the day, we always make the decision whether you get to, if you do leave something. But head over to talktroopers.com and look for that message link. Otherwise, thanks.